Morning everybody, welcome to this truly special gathering here today at House Creek. Today is a day for celebration, it's a day for remembering and a day for reflection. Yep. Just personally like to acknowledge and pay my respects to the Gunji Gurama and Binigara community, including the elders and the emerging leaders whose country we're standing on today. We're here to celebrate the 10th anniversary of the PKKP native title determination and to remember and acknowledge the journey the elders went on to have their native title recognised. Just a few housekeeping notes. Phones switch to silent, please. I think we can all see where the toilets are, and in the event of an emergency, which isn't going to happen, please head back up the road to the muster point, which I've decided is those 3 flags behind us. Well, I had insert location, so that's where it'll be. We've got an exciting program ahead. Memories to share, for us to learn and to connect. To commence the celebration today, I've asked Peter Jeffries, Binigara Elder, and Sandra Hayes, Budagunji Gurama Elder, to welcome us to country, and we will then take a minute's silence to acknowledge family who have been part of this journey but are no longer with us.
Thanks, Graham. Morning all. Just that thing we did this morning, or just not long ago, sorry, is this bit about singing out to the Ngura, which is important for us when we come to this particular place here. And going back 10 years ago now, you know, my nganga, my two kandari was here, and we sat underneath this tree and got our native title. Now, what I want to say is this also to the spirits here, you know, we're coming here to the Ngura, Miri and the Yaragai Ngandari, Panimi and the Gunawa, and Miri and the Yaragai, nobody will when you go home, back to your home tonight, and that sort of stuff. So thank you very much for coming today, and welcome to this country on behalf of Binigara.
Good morning all. I'm a proud Budagundi Gurama woman, and I'd like to welcome you all here today. You know, when we started this journey, all our old people was with us, and they're no longer with us, so we need to continue it. And like I say, I'll welcome you all again. Thank you.
Before we get into the speeches, I just wanted to wish Shanice Dalbin a happy birthday for today. Shanice, where are you? Happy birthday, Shanice. Shanice is a very valuable Binigara member of our language team. So just take a minute's silence. Those family has passed. Thank you, everybody. So on behalf of the PKKP Aboriginal Corporation Board of Directors, I would really like to thank the extended family and invited guests for their long-term support of the community. Also the staff of the PKKP Aboriginal Corporation who have really worked tirelessly over a number of months to make sure this event went off without a hitch. I really would particularly like to acknowledge our PKKP Rangers and Nanutarra officers who have put in really long days at the homestead to just making it just look so fantastic. I've made them all sit up the front. So a big thank you to Caden Drummond, Tony Stewart, Zeke Stewart, Maddie Gilba, Summerrain Papertor, Delilah Corbett, Simran Smirk, Latham Smirk, Jess Drage, Jesper and Rowena Hayes, and Alicia Drage. Maybe the Rangers can stand up and identify themselves without shaking their heads. I think the community should be immensely proud of what these young PKKP people have achieved over the last 6 months under the guidance of our Nanutarra General Manager, Kingsley Murray. The homestead and the lawn looked absolutely spectacular, and I can't wait to see what the Rangers and Nanutarra staff achieve over the coming year. I have reminded them that they've done such a great job, it's now to become an annual event. If I reflect on my own time with the community over the last 13 years, and it's amazing to think it has been 13 years, it's been an incredibly remarkable and rewarding journey for myself personally. I've witnessed this community's vision to build a corporation and a community from nothing to work diligently to ensure the protection of your country and of your culture. Defining moments for which I think the community can be justifiably proud include the acquisition of Nanutarra Homestead, embedding the principles of co-management with the mining proponents, establishment of the Ranger program, establishment of PKKP Enterprises, and being recognised as having a powerful and influential voice in Indigenous affairs, agreements, heritage management, that's just to name a few. But for me, I just see this as the start for a really strong, vibrant community with a deep cultural and spiritual connection to their country. I also delve back into the history books and just want to acknowledge the chairpersons and directors for whom I've worked with and been guided in those last 13 years. To the chairpersons, Mitchell Drage, Donna Meyer, J-Boy Ashburton, Virgil Hayes, Mil Ashburton and Terry Drage, thank you very much. And to our directors, Aidan Ashburton, Tanya Pornick, RJ Mackay, Selena Stewart, Tony Aquila, Suzette Baumgarten, the late Ms Chubby, Rhiannon Chubby, Peter Jeffries, Kyron Spurt, Nolene Oliver, Ethan Ashburton and Jack Maloney. Thank you. I don't want to forget the independents, of course. It's Steve Lennon, Tony Cole, Marianne Kelly, Paul Lucas and Ray Lowe. Each chairperson and director have really had a profound impact on the direction of the community over the last 10 years. And I feel the achievements this community's made would not have been made without their guidance and direction. On that note, may I please ask the chairperson, Terry Drage, to say a few words.
I'd like to welcome you all to the PKKP country. We are standing on shared country, where our native title was recognised by the Federal Court 10 years ago today. We have come a long way since our determination, and it's really good to see all our families and friends here to celebrate with us. On behalf of the corporation, I would like to thank those who supported this event: Miracle Iron, Rio Tinto, Perpetual, Fortescue, Johnson Withers Lawyers, SCARP, Archaeology, Big Island Research, Chevron, Telstra, and PKKP Enterprise. 10 years ago, the native title determination marked a turning point for Punti Gunti Guruma and Binigura people. Today we've been honoured that milestone, not only by remembering it, but by living it, by continuing to stand together, proud and strong in our identity and culture. I want to thank our leaders for their wisdom, leadership, our community members for your spirit and contributions, and our guests for joining us in respect and friendship. To our organising team and volunteers, your hard work has made this day possible, and we are deeply grateful. I also give a big thank to our CEO and the corporation for putting this event on, supporting the community. I am told that our last payroll, we had 52 members employed at the corporation. This amount is a quarter of our membership. It is amazing to think that so many of our young people are getting experience and starting their careers with PKKP. Every member should be proud of our young people and the work that they have put into looking after our country. Lastly, I would like to give a big thanks to all the staff that have worked really hard to put this event together. I am proud of what we have achieved as a community and corporation, and look forward to many years to come. Thank you.
And just, Terry, a personal thank you to you for the long hours that you've put in as well, supporting this event. I've really appreciated your unwavering support, so thank you. Now, may I please ask Caden Drummond, Jess Drage, Simran Spurk and Tim Ashburton to reflect upon their journey as younger PKKP members. Team, if you could start to come up. Is it correct?
Good morning, everyone. My name is Caden Drummond, and I am a Binigura traditional owner and PKKP ranger. Over the last few months, I've been working with Kingsley and the rest of the ranger team to get this event ready. We have done a lot of work at Nanutarra Homestead, laying the grass, tidying everything up so we're ready to go. I am really proud of the work we have done, and it means a lot to me as a traditional owner to be able to work with this for the whole community. 10 years ago, we met here as a community here that our native title was determined by the federal court. As a young PKKP traditional owner, I am part of the next generation that receives the benefits of the struggle that our elders went through, and I know that we have a responsibility to carry the obligation forward to make sure we continue after the country, to looking after the country and the culture. I've learned in my time as a ranger that the best way forward is to work together and have a clear vision of the country needs. We have about 14 rangers on the team now, and I am excited to see that we are able to achieve what's achieved next. Thank you, everybody.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Simran Smirk. I'm a Guruma traditional owner, and I'm a part of the Rangers team. I've been working with Kingsley, Caden, Jess, and the other Rangers at Nanutarra for the last couple of weeks. The Rangers, and as a Ranger, I know our responsibilities is to protect our country and culture, to work hard for those who came before us and the next generation. The 10-year anniversary native title means a lot to us because we know how hard our elders fought for our rights to be recognised. It's really good to see everyone here today and celebrate with us. As a community, we have achieved so much in the first 10 years and really look forward to seeing what the next 10 years has in store for us. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Jess Drage. I'm a Vinegar traditional owner, and I'm employed at Nanutarra Homestead as a project officer. I've been working alongside the Rangers for the last few weeks to get the homestead ready for our 10th anniversary. This has been the best time of my life, spending time on country and working with my family to make sure the event is perfect for our elders who have fought so hard to get us where we are today. Everything we learn as kids come from our old people. I'm grateful that I am able to make a career out of looking after our important places and take those lessons I learned from our elders into what I do at Nanutarra. This anniversary reminds us that native title is not just history, it's living, it's in the way we manage fire, it's protected, it's in the way we manage fire, protect sacred sites and teach younger kids about bush medicine and dreaming stories. It's in the way we walk together, black and white, young and old, with shared responsibility and pride. Thank you.
Morning, everyone. Thank you for joining us here at House Creek to celebrate the 10th anniversary of our native title determination. My name is Timothy Ashburton. I'm a Purugundi Guruma traditional owner and I'm a heritage officer with the corporation. My role involves excavation work and heritage monitoring, making sure our sacred and important sites are protected and respected. I'm really proud to be doing this work, and I know it's only possible because of our native title. As a young person, I feel deeply grateful to our old people and elders for the long journey they took to have our rights recognised. Even though I live in Darwin, the native title has given me the chance to connect more deeply with my country and culture and reconnect with my family. Being out on country and learning from my older relatives has been an incredible experience, one I might not have had otherwise. I'm committed to using what I've learned to support the corporation and our community, always guided by the wisdom of our senior elders. Thank you all again for being here.
Thanks very much. I just wanted to say to you personally, Ranger team, from a CEO perspective, I've got incredible confidence that you are the future leadership to take this community forward, just as the current and past generations have. And I just feel you're really well equipped to do that. So you just keep up the good work and you look for those leadership positions and listen to your elders and learn about the country, because you are the future. May I now welcome Marianne Kelly, Acting CEO of PKKP Enterprise, just to come forward and say a few words on behalf of Enterprises.
Well, thanks, Grant. Look, it's an absolute honour to be here today and be part of this amazing celebration, and I congratulate all PKKP members for achieving the 10-year and a 10-year celebration of determination. Congratulations. And Gran, your team put on an amazing event, so well done. Just a quick update on Enterprise. So Enterprise is a not-for-profit, 100% owned by the corporation, with a business arm to develop funding to contribute to the corporation to enable culture, language, care for country and the wonderful programs that the corporation operates. So we're very determined to grow and look for other opportunities that continue to develop to ensure that the culture and the programs continue long term. We've now got around 18 million gross value of equipment, heavy equipment that's in long-term hire agreements with mining companies. We have a JV, which is mining and civils. So we did a really detailed strategic plan this year around where to do next. And a plan is developed around diversification and growth. So in March the 12th, we bought Cook's Heavy Diesel in the LIA in Karratha. This is the first ever real capability step that Enterprises has taken. So we're very excited about that. We're going to continue to look for growth, opportunity and developing value to continue this corporation for many years to come. So thank you for having me today.
Thanks, Marianne. May I please now ask Bendigo Elder Mitchell Drage and Budigunti Gudama Elder Birchall Hayes to come forward and just reflect on the importance of recognition of their native title and their journey over the last 10 years.
I'm Mitchell Drage. I'm a Bendigo Elder. I'd like to first say that an apology from Auntie Margie Youth. She's our senior Bendigo Elder. But that aside, I'm probably now the second equal senior Bendigo Elder. But I'm known as the 2-minute Bendigo Elder because I've got my brother sitting over there, my twin brother Virgil, who's quite proud of the fact that he was born before me. Welcome to traditional owners from other groups that have come to this place. Welcome to all the guests that are here with us today. I've got to put my glasses on to read my writing. I'd like to say that this is a country that I grew up on. 69 years ago I was born in Onslow, and we spent the bulk of our childhood out on Mount Stewart Station. My number plate has got the name Yarranung on it, and that's the living area for Mount Stewart, where we used to live in the camps and where the old people lived. So that experience was really good. But I acknowledged all the other family members that actually lived, because as Brother Terry had said, Mount Stewart is and this country here that we're sitting on now is shared country. So there were all families from everywhere. I'd like to acknowledge that my sister Yugi there was a young woman there when I was a kid at Mount Stewart Station. We also have a deep connection with certainly the Forrest family that are present, and also Anne, who's, I believe, in the audience somewhere. Let me say that our journey to native title recognition of connection to our PKKP lands began many years ago when elders began the conversation. It was not about defining their country, as that was always known, rather about setting a legacy for us and the generations to come. So we're about setting a legacy so that we're not just walking away from country. We must recognise the two old people that dominate our story. Pop Tommy Ashburton and great Nana Topsy Ashburton. Their knowledge inspired us to move forward. We are forever grateful to the elders that have now passed, and I name a few. My mother, Maggie Drake, Nana Chloe, Nana Lily, Nana Maudie, and Uncle Claude Butler, and Uncle Toby. And there are many more elders that were our inspiration in telling their stories of country, law and culture and language. This is a legacy for us to keep, to protect and to pass on to the next generation. Monetary gains in obtaining native title means nothing if we don't continue the legacy of our elders, and that's an important thing for me. Acknowledge the wonderful work. I would like to actually acknowledge the wonderful work of our corporation. We have a brilliant corporation, from Grant, the chairperson who I often ridicule because he's my brother, but all of those wonderful staff that are in the corporation and the brilliant job that's been done by our PKKP Rangers. You couldn't do better with a corporation like that we've got. And I'd like to acknowledge that standing here and being able to speak on our 10th anniversary is a privilege, because like Brother Peter had said, we sat down here 10 years ago, but that consultation occurred much, much earlier. The other person that I'd like to acknowledge in the room of the organisation that brought us to this point was WIMAC. And certainly the person that went on that journey with us is Pam McGrath, who's actually in the gathering today. Pam tirelessly sat down with all of our elders, with every one of us. And it must have been a challenge to listen to all the views that we had. So thank you, everybody.
Thank you, Mitchell. Thank you to family and friends for joining us here to celebrate the significant milestone for the PKKP community. Today I'm thinking of our old people, many who aren't with us today, but who fought for a long time to have our native title recognised so we can have the lives that we have today. I pay respect to our Guruma ancestors, Ngagopangu Kiri, Jogang, Winnie Ashburton, Punch Ashburton, Kara Dick Ashburton, and Calgary Dena. And I also want to pay respects to our Biniguru ancestors, Kada, Magogora, Bonnie, Winnie Hayes, Hicks, and Punch Hughes. I'd also like to acknowledge the original applicants for our native title application. I don't think any of them are in the crowd today, and that's J-Boy Ashburton, Mrs. Chubby, Morris Dolben, Suzette Baumgartner, Gilba, Robert Mackay, and Donna Meyer. I remember this day 10 years ago when we joined here as a community to hear the federal court judgment of our native title determination. I had immense proud as a PKKP descendant, hearing the court recognise what we had always known. This country, and it belongs to us and it always will be. Since the native title determination, we recognise our corporation and our community has grown significantly. There's been a number of hardships and challenges over the years, but there have always been a number of outstanding achievements. We, the PKKP community and our corporation, are leading the way when it comes to protecting our heritage and our culture. in our country. And we have demonstrated this through the agreements we've negotiated. In particular, the co-management agreement that we signed back in May this year with Rio Tinto. PKKP is regularly represented at national and international conferences relating to archaeology and heritage management, social issues, the environment and enterprise. And PKKP brand is becoming representatives of high quality leadership. We also have a very successful social program which are run by the corporation, often in partnership with the trust, such as our very successful housing program and our health and wellbeing programs. It is amazing to think about how far we have come over the decades since gaining our native title determination, and I am excited for what may lay ahead. I'm looking forward to the day where we have a firm agreement in place with everyone who operates on PKKP country, whether you're a miner, mining on our country, or whether you're a pastoralist. We're here to work beside you and walk together shoulder to shoulder. When PKKP can freely access country, and that our ranger and heritage teams have remit to look after our important sites and places without their work needing to be associated with mining. I look forward to a time where our social programs have helped our young people live long, healthy and prosperous lives. We have a few challenges to overcome, we know that, but I am sure we can achieve what we set out to achieve. I want to just recognise Grant and his staff also for putting this event together. Our corporation has grown, and in the 10 years, we are a very, very young corporation, but our corporation, it's very, very progressive, and we're always forward-leaning and thinking. And that is why we've got some of the best practices within our corporation. So I want to say thank you to Grant, our second CEO since our native title, but also to your staff as well, because you've resourced the corporation fabulously to give us this position where we are today. So thank you all again for joining us today, and here's to the next 10 years. Thank you.
Thank you, Mitchell and Birchall. For sharing with us your own lived experiences and that of your community. Now that I have a captive audience with Fortescue, I know that we've got a fabulous co-management agreement just around the corner, that we're just in the final stages of working with Fortescue on that. Again, standing shoulder to shoulder, Andrew, with your company, and to work on PKKP country. So really look forward to having that in place very shortly, and all the hard work that's been done from both sides. I think hopefully we've got a video to play from the determination. I don't know, can everyone see the screens? If not, we might have to huddle around, but Matt, are you there to roll the footage?
Before your Honour, today is a proposed consent determination in relation to two native title claim applications made by the Bootu Kunti, Guruma and Binigura people in 2001 and 2005. The proposed terms of the determination have been agreed by all the parties to the proceedings and are set out in the minute of consent determination which was filed with the court on the 19th of August 2015.
Making a determination of native title, the court is not creating it as such, but rather recognising what has always existed. Secondly, the nature of the determination recognises not just the rights of the applicants, but also how those rights operate in relation to other interests in the community, including those of the respondents. In all the circumstances, the court considers it appropriate to make the determination of native title in the terms proposed. For these reasons, I now make the orders in terms of the minutes submitted to the court, being satisfied that the determination is both within power and appropriate.
Today for me is a special day for us, the PKKP people. I think the journey has been long and it's been challenging, but I think the reward is today getting our consent determination.
It's a good thing. Good thing to show that the government has given back in our country, and all of us guys should be proud of it.
Well, today's mean a really lot for me and all my families, for the Buriguri Guruma and the Benigra people. We've come through a long way, and to take this journey through.
Very overwhelmed having the court giving back our country, because it was ours originally, and it's very sad that people like myself and other people in throughout Western Australia have to actually go to court and fight back for their country, which is rightfully theirs. And we are so proud that now we can call this our home, our country.
First of all, I'd like to say a poem of respect to my family, past and present, and to this great PKKP country. What we thought we would never attain, we have attained. We need to stay strong, build future for our young people and to care for the old people. Thank you.
Today's decision is significant for the PKKP people and for other native title claimants in the area. Yesterday we were celebrating the Jururu people's native title, and as the native title representative body for the Pilbara, I hope to see many more of these celebrations over the next few years. I'd like to take the opportunity to thank the PKKP community, who have consistently demonstrated dedicated patience and strength throughout the long process. It's been a great honour to represent your community, and we hope to continue to work with you together in the future.
When my grandmother was too frail to travel and that, I actually took her place on the working group, with the negotiations and everything. So yeah, it means a lot that all the hard work that we've done is finally recognised, and yeah.
Today is a very important day for us. It's acknowledging all the hard work that my mum, my grandparents, my brothers, my uncles that have passed, and for my brothers and sisters that are here now, my aunties and uncles that we've fought really hard for.
The West Australian Government now looks forward to building and celebrating an enduring relationship with the PKK People's Prescribed Body Corporate when it is established. In closing, I would like to again congratulate you on the recognition of your native title rights, and thank you very much for the opportunity to attend today's celebrations.
I know occasions like this, while a great celebration, are always tinged with sadness and reflection for those of your people who have not lived to see this momentous occasion. To those of you that are there at House Creek, and to all PKKP people, I congratulate you on this achievement and wish you a strong and prosperous future. It is my great hope you will all share in the benefits of fully exercising your native title rights and interests. Thank you.
It's been a long struggle. Seeing people pass that don't have the opportunity to see now that it's actually been recognised. So yeah, very proud that it's finally happened.
To have that acknowledgement and to get our determination approved. It's the most best feeling ever to bring my kids back to their grandmother's country, to their country, and to stand here proud to be a Binigura person. It's just overwhelming.
It's emotional time, and you know the fantastic thing about it, we're able to share that with visitors that come to the country as well. And I think the events today went really well to be recognised as traditional owners for this country that we sit on today.
Hi, I'm Diane Shabby. I'm representing Guruma. Thank you for being here today. We've been through a hard line. Made it through. Me and the crew, we did it really well. Through hardness and hateness. Well, Animori, you got what you got. Thank you for
we feel so proud, and now we need to work with our younger generation, yeah, to take that forward travel.
He said he feels very proud.
Well, it's a really important day, and it was great to finally get there.
Yeah, it's important to me because it's where my name grew up. So, yeah.
It's just fantastic that today's happened for us. Like I said, it's been challenging. We have lost a lot of our elders that have started this journey for us. But it's great that we're able to be recognised, and then also for our younger generations to come through and improve and enhance our quality of life and look after the older generations as well.
I think we now have because I think we've got one more video, a message from the Magistrate Neil McCarricker, who unfortunately wasn't able to make it today, but has recorded a message for the day. So if we can play that, Matt.
Good morning, everybody. My name.
Very short message. Maybe whilst we work out the few technical gremlins, how about if Mark Smith from CR Perpetual Private Wealth, I hope I got that right, Mark, just share a few words with us. Perpetual being the trustee for the PKKP community for many years, and they continue to be a very strong supporter of the PKKP community.
Thanks, Grant. Well, it's the first time I've stood in for a High Court judge while we wait for them to come back online. Well, firstly, I'd like to start off again also by paying my respects to the elders of Guruma and Piniguru. I'd also like to particularly pay my respects to those that were involved in the native title determination some 10 years ago, which was obviously such a formative day for this whole community. I want to echo the thoughts of others in respect of the Rangers and what a superb job they've done in terms of the Nanutarra homestead. It is truly amazing. We have been all blown away. I also can see the skills developing over time. What you may not know about though is their skills in terms of sledging. The ability to sledge me on my damper baking yesterday was unbelievable. And I apologise to anyone who lost a tooth last night when you were eating dinner. Perpetual and I certainly thank you and the entire corporation and community for the inclusion in the anniversary celebrations. These days, such as yesterday and today, continue to expand our knowledge and understanding and respect that we have for you. Your understanding of connection with country, your understanding of how, our understanding of how
land is your lifeblood. Our connection with each other is so important and how it's built. To visit Nanutarra is to see the future of your community and the preservation of culture and the rejuvenation of country. And as I sat out there before and I looked around at the trees, I thought I was looking at what the homestead will look like in 10 years from now. It was an amazing tree planting ceremony yesterday. Over the last 10 years, from the privileged role we have of partnering with you, we've seen what the corporation and community have achieved. And frankly, we believe it's what others would have taken 20 years to actually complete. The progressive culture and governance, the capacity and capability that you've built in the corporation, not just for today, but actually through the youth councils and investment in leaders for tomorrow. PKKP now leads in a number of important benchmarks across Australia in terms of support of members in home ownership, establishment of community and partnerships, the growth of PKKP enterprises and harnessing opportunities for economic and social growth. And clearly you are becoming a leading voice in important areas such as archaeological and heritage laws. Obviously, the co-management agreements that you're working on right now are again leading in Australia in many, many ways. Progression is a word that Burchell used, and I also had it as part of my speech. It's a key attribute of both PKKP and of Perpetual. How we partner with you today will not be the way we partner with you in the future. And that's because of just how dynamic your organisation actually is. We plan to try to keep pace with your organisation, your corporation and your community's future objectives and make sure we support you in every way into the future and beyond. Thank you.
I think we're right to go with Magistrate Neil McCarricker.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Neil McCarricker, former Federal Court Judge. And it is a great honour and privilege to speak with you today as you mark the 10th anniversary of your native title determination, a momentous occasion not just for your community, but for many Australians. Unfortunately, due to other commitments in Perth, I cannot be there in person. 10 years ago, I had the solemn duty and privilege of recognising what you and your ancestors have always known, that your connection to this land is deep, enduring and unbroken. That recognition in law then gave formal expression to something that has never been lost, the sacred relationship between your people and country. Today, as you gather in celebration, I am moved by the strength of your community, the vitality of your culture, and the determination you've shown over generations to see justice done. Your resilience, your stewardship of the land, and your commitment to your heritage are inspirational to others. Native title is more than a legal recognition. It is a powerful affirmation of identity, history, and hope. It reminds us that reconciliation is not just about acknowledgement, but about active respect, partnership, and listening. As you look to the future, may this 10th anniversary renew your strength, your pride, and your vision for your generations to come. And I thank you once again for the opportunity for allowing me to be a part of your journey. And congratulations, and may this day be filled with joy, reflection, and community. Enjoy.
Well, that was a very powerful and sincere message from Magistrate McCarricker. It's an acknowledgement of the esteem in which this community is held, that the Magistrate wanted to record that message on this very important day. I'd just like now to invite Dr. Pamela McGrath to the microphone. Dr. McGrath worked with many PKKP elders in developing your connection materials that led to your native title determination, and it is a great pleasure to invite Pamela to share her recollections.
Hi everybody, I'd just like to acknowledge all the elders in the room today and everyone who's coming up behind, and of course all those who are no longer with us. I just want to take you back to November 2000. That's how long it's been, 25 years actually this year, since you had your first native title meeting. And I had the good fortune to be there. I was just a young anthropologist. I think it might have even been my first native title meeting. And everyone was coming together to talk about native title over this area. There were people who were there, Sandra, probably a few others, so I'm a bit nervous. And there are probably some of the young people here who were running around in nappies. That was the first of many meetings. At that meeting, it was acknowledged there were people who needed to be there who weren't there. And that included Donna's dad and Mitchell and his family and his mum. And so next meeting they came along as well. That was 25 years ago that this journey started. At that time, none of you had done anything like this before. I hadn't done anything like this before. It's all new. The Native Title Act was only 6 years old, so the law was was still very dynamic. The law was uncertain in many respects. What followed was 15 years of meetings, so many meetings. And people came from everywhere. People weren't getting paid for meetings then. Mitchell would come from Halls Creek, was it you were there, or Balgo? Where were you? Kirakara? All the way from Kirakara. Sandra and her old husband were up at Carlindi. People came from Carnarvon. All the Stewart family came up from Carnarvon. Or to attend these meetings so that you could start trying to fight for your country. There was never any doubt that it was going to happen. There was never any... That's what I saw as a young anthropologist. This was not a choice for you. It was something you knew you had to do for your old people. So I was in the... Sorry, I'm going to try not to cry. It's going to go... I'm hopeless. I was in the very fortunate position to be able to go out and work with those old ladies and old Mr. Butler and go out on country and record those important sites, to record your family trees and to write all of that down for you so you could put it forward. It was incredible 15 years for me. You had a lot of other anthropologists to work with as well, and you just, so many meetings, I can't tell you how many meetings, and so many white fellas that you had to educate about who you were and why this was your country. And it just seems the burden of proof was on you guys, and you really kind of stepped up and did that. At that point for nothing. You were doing it for the love of country and the love of your family. I also had the great privilege to go back into the historical records and write the story of what happened to your people when white fellas first arrived, and knit that whole story together for you so you could give it to the court. And that's just such a privilege for me, and you grew me up. So I thank you for that. I thank Mum Yuki, she was there at the beginning too. And a lot of trips out on country with those old ladies. It's very, very special. So I just want to acknowledge the fight that you guys had for those first 15 years. I mean, it was intense. And there was lots of arguments, was lots of conversations with miners, lots of arguments with miners. There was lots of disbelief you had to deal with people not believing. And I'm so proud. 10 years ago was just the beginning in a way. And in 10 years, can't believe what you've done in 10 years. It's mind-blowing. And I think back to that day in November 2000, and if you could think now, I think at some point I'm sure lots of you wanted to walk away. Fuck this, it's too hard. But you did it. You didn't walk away, you stayed with it. And I just really want to congratulate you for that, and I want to thank you for allowing me to be part of that journey.
That was very emotional. We're getting near the end of the formal ceremony. I'm just going to go off script here a little bit. In my 13 years with this community, I understand the incredibly deep cultural and spiritual connection to country, and that country always comes first. And as a corporation, we never forget that. What's different about this community that I think is different from other communities is they understand the modern world and they acknowledge the modern world and they want to be part of it. They want to work with mining proponents. They want to work with pastoralists. Country comes first, but they want to stand side by side and help you work on their country. Do not ever be afraid of working with this community because they always do the right thing. Country comes first, but they will work with you. I come from a very corporate environment, 40 years spent in a highly corporatised world, and I have built a corporation internally that is built around a really strong corporate model because I feel that's the only way a corporation can survive in this day and age and deal with the massive global corporations and all that it brings. But we never forget it's a fine balancing act. We never forget that deep cultural and spiritual connection to country. It's a fine balancing act, but I think with the guidance of this community, we pretty damn well. And to you young folk at the front, you are the future leaders. The next 10 years belong to you. You've got to take that opportunity, you've got to grasp it, and you've got to run with it. You are the leaders, and a lot of us, I'm not going to say won't be here in 10 years, I don't mean lie on the ground. You know what I'm saying, Mitchell? It was like yesterday when I said, dig a hole for Mitchell, I mean for a tree. Don't let your elders down, take it and run with it, and because you are the future. Right. I told you I'd not go off script. So, what I'd like to do now, we have a sign before we unveil this sign. Very happy, anyone else who'd like to share a few words to come up? Tony, you seem to be nodding your head. So, no. Does anyone wanted to say a few words? Now's the time. If you don't feel comfortable, that's fine. We've got where are we recording? I think over this way, Matt? Yeah, so we've got a day, this is a day to reminisce, share those stories. It's so important to capture those stories for our catalogue. Otherwise, they'll be lost. Just getting the wind up? Okay, it's like an AGM, isn't it? Would you just sit down, Grant? May I please ask Terry Drage, the chairperson, and board member and chairperson of PKKP Enterprises, Sandra Hayes, to come forward and unveil the sign. Don't have to say anything, Sandra, just... What I would love to do, once that's done, I'll move this fantastic lectern built by Wayne Fletcher out of pallet racking and looks like Snakewood, Boogaree Tree, Brockman 4, and if we can have then a group photo of our PKKP members around the sign. 1, 2, 3. Whoops. So that concludes the formal part of today's proceedings, ladies and gentlemen. The food vans are there, lunch will be served. Remember, please record your stories, even you young folk. I'd love to, if PKKP members can come up and we take a photo around the sign.